What's happening, everybody? MG here, MGCovers, coming to you doing a live video. The title of this video, Tweaking Your Wager Structure to Reduce Risk and Increase Profitability in Sports Betting. And we're going to center this discussion around NHL. So a little bit of, before I get into that, if you're not following me on the social media platforms, I would greatly appreciate that. Cut out a few pages here. MGCovers, covers spelled with a Z, on Instagram, Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook as well. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, greatly appreciate it if you would do that as well. Tons of content, tons of videos about handicapping. So if you're the type of individual that likes to learn about handicapping, we'll talk about some programs we offer, our coaching program a little bit later. But for now, let's dive into it. What I want to talk to you is about NHL. Now, a little bit of backstory. Had a very successful year last year, NHL, up 30 units, which was a career best for me for NHL. We're down 10 units this year. It's been a really big challenge. Now, I was going to talk about this rant on Instagram, but you know, in our business, you can bitch and complain about, you know, bad luck, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'll give you a couple examples. You go to baseball season. Good hitting now beats good pitching. You can complain about it, but that's what it is. NHL scoring is way up, okay? So that third period, it makes it more unpredictable. NHL now, again, you can complain about it, or you can look at it and say, this is what it is, and let's come up with a solution to be better handicappers. So that's really what I'm going to talk about. Now, what has allowed me to have a lot of success is, number one, the stat model for NHL. So what I do with my stat model, it's very good at finding value, hitting underdogs, and usually for NHL, I look back at last year, I was playing, you know, a lot of 3-card teams, 5-card teams, which means in my wagering for that day, I would have 3 teams. I'm playing 5 teams. And because NHL is unpredictable, of course, you win some and lose some. What you can't do in NHL is you can't cherry pick games. You can't look at, I'll give you an example like Boston, Tampa Bay last night, close game, Boston won. We had Boston, but it was hard to look at that game from the surface and just go, hey, Boston's going to win this game. NHL is so tight in scoring, the unpredictability of that sport increases, whereas a sport like NFL or even NBA, you can sort of cherry pick. And what I mean by cherry pick, if the New England Patriots were playing the Cincinnati Bengals, I don't know what the line would be, maybe New England minus 13, New England minus 9. New England would be favored, right? So we know they would win the game. It's just a matter of if they would cover that game. And like I've always said, if you can pick the team that covers, you can pick the team that wins, right? A little coffee. All right, so let's get to NHL. So here's how this all evolved for me. So earlier in the season, this is around December, we played a 5-card NHL day. So we had 5 teams on the card. We go 1-4, okay? So we were down basically 4 units. Next day, and at this time, this was like right at the beginning of December, we were basically even on the year, even units. So we go 1-4, we're in the hole, 4 units. The next day, we follow that up, we go 0-2. Now we're down 6 units. The next day, had 1 play, lost that one. So now we're 7 units in the hole. Okay, that is hard to recover from. In fact, now it is March the 4th. Guess what? Still haven't recovered from it. And the issue with the mistake that I made in NHL was then I tried to cherry pick my way out of it. And again, you really can't do that. You have to still play volume because the sport is so unpredictable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up on the screen. I'm going to show you yesterday's card. Let's see if we can do this here. Whoops, sorry about the finger there. This is a pretty cool app here. Okay. All right, this is our card from last night. I had Rangers, St. Louis, Boston, Tampa Bay, Nashville, Minnesota, New Jersey, Vegas, Toronto, San Jose. So we in all of those games we had value. So we can't cherry pick those games and just say, hey, we're going to play Boston or we're going to play San Jose. So we have to play all of those games. Now, the way that I would structure it previously would be we would wager a full unit on all games. And that's the issue with that part, is that, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. You can't cherry pick the games, but yet we're not going to risk 5 units on all these games, because if we lose all 5, go 0-5, and that could happen, now we're in the whole 5 units. So move this out of the way and I'll show you what we ended up doing. Whoops. Okay. Let me pull this up here. Okay, there we go. All right, so we ended up going 3-2, and if we'd have wagered the old way, we would be up 1.53 units. So what I did was we played 5 games, which was the correct way to structure the wager, but then we reduced our risk because we wagered 1 full unit on all of those games. So if we would have went 0-5, we would have lost 1 unit. Now there was a little bit of juice with the Minnesota match, but anyway, so we go 3-2 up 1.53 units. We were only wagering a 1/5 unit on each game. So for a $100 player, that'd be 20 bucks a game. So that actually comes out to right at 0.30 units that we won for that day. You can see Rangers lost at plus 127, won Minnesota, so that was an even unit there. Boston won, they were a dog, plus 108. New Jersey plus 275. Vegas, they lost, and then San Jose hit big dog there at plus 145. So we're risking 1 full unit there, right? So worst case scenario happens, we're protected because we only have that 1 unit at risk. And then we're still taking into account the proper way to play NHL, which is volume based, because again, we can't really truly predict the outcome. So we pick the 5 games that we have value in, that we have a good chance of winning, and we end up going 3-2 up 0.3 units. Now you say, well, I'm not pressed with the 0.3 units, but if we hit 0.3 units every single day for 30 days, that's 9 units total for the month. Okay, so it doesn't take long for it to add up. Now, realistically, that's not going to happen because that's not how sports betting works. We might be down. It would be difficult for us to lose every single game, right? So, maybe we're down 0.2 units one day, 0.5. Maybe we're up, a full unit and a half one day if we go 5-0 or even 4-1. So this is the proper way to structure your wagers for hockey. Now, you can apply this concept to any, and I made a video about this previously, I'm just sort of rehashing this. You can apply this to any sport at all, and it's a very conservative way to play, and it's really a great way to structure your wagers for sports handicapping, because again, it reduces your risk and increases your profitability. Now, it's a slower process per se. You don't have those big days where, like this day here, if we'd have went 5-0, we win 5 full units. But then again, there's far more that can go wrong on a big card wagering full units than there is the other way that I've talked about structuring this. So again, you can apply it to any concept, any sport, but it really works well with NHL. It would probably work well with soccer. Soccer's another sport where there's a lot of unpredictability factored in. That's not how we're doing it now. But hopefully that helps. So again, if you've got, if we have 3 teams on our NHL card, we would risk 1/3 units on all those. So, and of course, we had a winning day last night. Super excited about that. Now, I doubt we'll get out the hole completely with NHL, but hopefully we can put a dent in that because we only have like about 30 days left in NHL. So that's that. Let's pull this back over here. So if you like the video, and also subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a member, there's a link in the description box. You can get all my power rankings for all sports for $29.95 a month. You can take our lines, compare those against the sportsbook lines, find value. You also get access to all of our coaching videos, $29.95 a month. And if you want to get all my plays for all sports, that is $49.95 a month. There is a link in the description box for that as well. Hope everybody has a profitable week. And again, if you've got those big cards, if you've got 5 games that you like, man, just throw it all in, risk 1 unit on that, and worst case scenario happens, you lose 1 unit, and you can always recover from that. So hopefully that video helps. Hope everybody has a great week. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.